Keir Starmer does not want you to watch this video, especially when the plot is thickening when it comes to his links to alleged Ukrainian rent boys charged with firebombing his home, because now a fourth man has been arrested in conjunction to all of that. And suspiciously, a lot of the information about all of this now seems to be kept under wraps. Why? Hey up everyone and welcome to Political Nerds. I'm Steph the Alter Nerd, your nerdy political guide from Washington DC to Westminster and beyond. In today's video we're going to discuss the story that Keir Starmer does not want us to discuss. A fourth man has now been arrested in connection to the firebombing of his home. Now, do your own research, come to your own conclusions, and as a disclaimer, I'm not inciting hatred to anyone or particular group, religion, etc. So, let's jump into it with this. The headlines that's making the rounds all the way through mainstream media. A fourth man arrested at the airport over firebomb attacks at properties linked to Keir Starmer in North London. So the Met Police said a 48-year-old man was arrested on Monday at London Stansted Airport. A man that's considerably higher in age than the three Ukrainians that have already been arrested, may I add. Now, the Met Police said, quote, he was initially stopped by officers under Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act 2000 before being arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to commit arson with intent to endanger life. The arrest is connected to an investigation into a vehicle fire in NW5 on Thursday the 8th of May, a fire at the entrance of a property in N7 on Sunday the 11th of May, and a fire at a residential address in NW5 in the early hours of Monday the 12th of May. The man has been taken to a London police station where he remains in police custody. Now, this man is considerably older, as I mentioned, to the three alleged Ukrainian rent boys that have already been arrested. So you've got Roman Lavrinovich, age 21, Stanislav Karpik, age 26. Now, the media is saying he's a Romanian national, but what a lot of them are failing to actually tell you guys is that Stanislav Karpik was actually born in Ukraine. Oh, yeah. I wonder why a lot of the mainstream media is not really being forthcoming with that little bit of information. I wonder. But the third person named that we know of that's been arrested is Petro Pochinok, of 34, of North London, a Ukrainian national, charged with conspiracy to commit arson with intent to endanger life. Now, the interesting thing about the fourth man now being arrested is that there's not a lot of information about this. This fourth man being arrested story in conjunction to the firebombing of Keir Starmer's previous homes, his current home, and this vehicle that's linked to him. There's not a lot of information out there about this fourth man. Why is that? I go through all these articles here, The Guardian, Sky News, Financial Times, The Independent, The Times, GB News, Daily Express, Daily Mail, etc., etc. And they're all repeating the same information that I essentially just gave you from this article right here from LBC. I got a few questions about this, Keir Starmer. Firstly, what nationality is this fourth man? Where was this fourth man born? Because I tell you something, I won't be freaking surprised if somehow this fourth man was born or linked to Ukraine. Because this whole story with Keir Starmer and these alleged Ukrainian rent boys, right? Yeah, it has a distinct Ukrainian feel to it all, right? There's a lot of Ukraine in this story, a lot of Ukrainian in this story. So that's why I'm saying I won't be surprised if this fourth man that's now being arrested has either links to Ukraine or was born in Ukraine, or Ukrainian national, that kind of thing. Because, yeah, the rest of them are. The rest of them are all born in Ukraine. There's a distinct Ukrainian feel to all of this. And so why don't we know the nationality of the fourth man that's now being arrested? Why don't we know the name of the fourth man that's now being arrested? And what charge is he being arrested on? I mean, they can turn around all day long and say, yeah, he's been arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to commit arson with intent to endanger life. But what does that mean? What was this fourth man specifically, allegedly doing as part of this whole scheme to firebomb Keir Starmer's home and car and his previous homes and whatnot? You see where I'm coming from? The information that's being given out there is very nebulous. It's very generalized. It looks very specific, but it really isn't. Because let's be real here, right? The Terrorism Act of 2000, you can be arrested under the Terrorism Act of 2000 and not actually be a terrorist. Like, those powers that the Terrorist Act gives Parliament and the police actually affects us all. You can be arrested under the Terrorist Act, like I said, and not actually really be a terrorist at all. So them turning around and saying this fourth man has been arrested under the Terrorism Act of 2000 means nothing to me. Means absolute zilch, nothing to me. We don't even know for definite that the attacks on Keir Starmer's previous home, his current home and his car was actually a terrorist act. We don't know that for a fact. It's only an assumption up to now. Because we don't have the evidence to be able to conclusively say that this was a terrorist act. Perhaps, just to give, another perspective on all of this, perhaps it was 4 men that were spurned by Keir Starmer in some way, shape or form, and they just wanted to enact some revenge on him. Doesn't mean that they were terrorists. You see where I'm coming from there? What scares me a lot about this story, okay, is that the government is very, 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 very keen and very quick to try and paint all these 4 men as terrorists. Keir Starmer is very, very quick to do that as well. Remember, he turned round in Parliament, I think it was last week or week before, and said the attack on me was essentially an attack on democracy, an attack on the people. Keir Starmer, newsflash. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. But him saying that is him very quickly trying to change this narrative and turn these men somehow into terrorists. Why? I mean, think about it. Ukrainians should actually be happy with the British people. Should actually be happy with Keir Starmer. Because Keir Starmer is one of the most outspoken leaders on earth who's supporting Ukraine in the Ukrainian war against Russia. So why would, at least from what we know, 3 out of the 4 Ukrainian-born men want to attack a leader such as Keir Starmer that has actively and publicly supported Ukraine in the war? They're not terrorists, guys. In my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, when I look at the situation and I look at the facts before me as I know them, it makes 0 sense that they are terrorists. It makes 0 sense that they should be arrested under the Terrorist Act of 2000. 0 sense. And so, I go back full circle. The scary thing about all of this is, why is the government, the police, and Keir Starmer very, very quick to try and paint these men as terrorists when, as far as I'm concerned, when you look at the situation, makes 0 sense. Makes 0 sense. What's also disconcerting is this 4th man that's being arrested, we have no details about them. We don't know the name. We don't know the nationality. We don't know where they lived when they were in the UK. Where was this person trying to go when they were arrested at the airport? We know nothing. Suspiciously, a lot of this information is now being kept under wraps. Why? The only information we're getting out now is, oh, they're being painted as terrorists. Nah. No. I think this is Keir Starmer, the government, and the police force trying to gaslight us. Why is that? What involvement does Keir Starmer really have with all of these 4 men that have now been arrested? 3 of them have now been charged and have now appeared in court. They're really trying to bury this story. And they're really trying to keep as many details as possible under wraps. But are at pains to try and point out that they're all terrorists, guys. Every single one of them. Do you know what? I, for one, am not going to believe that BS. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and believe me, of course, there's going to be more, you do not want to miss my next video, then make sure you subscribe to join our alternate tribe here at Political Nerds. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. What do you think to this 4th man now being arrested? Why do you think a lot of this information about the 4th man is being kept under wraps? And why do you think the government, the police force, and Keir Starmer are now at pains to try and paint them as terrorists? What do you think to all of that? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.